Hey guys, it's Paul J. I'm going to go over how to create a YouTube channel for real estate investors. Um, I'm gonna assume you know how to sign in, log into YouTube and set up your name and all that stuff. I'm gonna go into some of the nitty gritty stuff that people didn't tell me, but I feel like looking back on it, I wish I did certain things differently, um, and could have saved myself money. So here's the first thing. I think investing in some kind of screen capture form is really important. The one I'm using is Screencastify. I was using a free cam, but I've had audio issues from it and different things, and I just think it's just solid. One of the cool things with Screencastify is once something is loaded, you can basically export it right into YouTube. And what I basically found is that's really like right over here. So after it loads up into Google Drive, eventually your space will run out in Google Drive. So you have to have Gmail with Screencastify. But what will happen is it'll let you export it right into YouTube itself. So if you connect Screencastify to your YouTube channel, it'll save a lot of time in just uploading it. So you see how like this is uploading. I've been bulk making videos, and it's more convenient for me because I have blocks of time so that when my sons aren't crying or you know I'm off doing something else. It just seems that it's easier for me to just bulk them, and creating a video real quickly, exporting it and putting it right into YouTube. It's really important. So the things I've kind of realized is in terms of quality, you know. Um, People really emphasize the quality part, but I've kind of realized it's more important to just start getting into a rhythm of putting out content. I think when I first started, it just took I just took a longer time. And so, whether it's like, should we get an RV, right? Like title, or you are just pumping out videos of properties that you own or even other people's properties and just talking about it, and gaining some kind of following and audience, like, I think that is really vital and important. So, um, that's that's the first thing. So let's see over here. So Screencastify is what I'm using. This is the website, screencastify.com. There's a plugin, it's free, but it lasts for 5 minutes, and you basically have to pay. I think I paid $50 a year or $100 a year, something like that. I think it's one of the cheapest ones out there, and it gives you the best tools. Before, I might do some kind of webcam, and from that software, I'd have to download it. Then after I download it, then I have to upload it. With Screencast, I could just it's one smooth process. So the other thing over here, so I'm always kind of improving. Just so you know, like I paid for like a $700 camera or $500 I can't remember if it's 500. I think it was five or $700 camera. One for vlogging. One was that like really good with a lot of reviews. Um, and it was such a pain pulling the like the image quality might be nicer, but in terms of the extra time it takes to pull that content out, from a flash drive, stick it into your computer, upload it into the computer, make some edits or no edits, and you just send it in. That whole process is such a pain, and I think the way that some YouTubers have kind of come around it is they have a separate room where it's all set up. But I did that, try to get in the zone, but my lifestyle, it just kind of ebbs and flows. Whenever I have a minute, I'm gonna make a video, or work on my land business, or you know, uh, right now I went back to school I'm 31. As a 31-year-old, I went back to school, and or I might study. So these are some of the things that were um, um, you know that I'm doing now. But with that said, I wish I just, instead of getting that camera, I just stuck with my iPhone. Like, if you go into the beginning parts of my videos, I had a beginning screen, edits, I cut scenes. I was doing all these things and spending money that I think in the end it wasn't really that important, especially in the beginning. It would have been a better use of my time. People talk about quality, 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 but I've kind of come to the realization that no one, you know, I'm not making documentaries on like food or exotic environments or something like that. It's basically I'm giving information on research that I've done, on experiences that I had, or deals that we're potentially making. It's basically informational content, right? And like I wish I just used my phone for a lot of it, because on your phone, you could use your YouTube app, and you could basically upload a YouTube, like a video from your phone directly into the YouTube app, and then basically it's nice and done. iPhone video cameras, not that bad. And I switched away from using a VA and just going this method, and it saves so much time. So what I'm basically saying is, when you create your YouTube channel, I really think the important part is just getting into a rhythm and start, pushing out content. Like multiple videos. I recently got this headset. It's Logitech. So this is what I'm using right over here. It's the USB 8 H390 Logitech. I didn't buy it here. I actually bought it from Target. I went to Target. One of the cool things is, with this headset, um, I went to a cafeteria, and literally I checked the sound quality on noise cancellation to see if I could push out content, if I'm in a cafeteria away from my children. You could see a theme here, right? My life runs around my children. And basically, for the most part, it cut off all the different other sounds, like music. You might get little glimpses of music, or maybe slight conversation, but you could pretty much hear through everything that I'm saying. And basically, that kind of adaptability is really important to me. I think it's going to be important to you, unless your life, you're able to segment it into like blocks, and you're a very big time planner, and people respect your time. My wife does not respect my time. If right now it's 11:09 p.m., and if she needed something and she called out to me, I would have to turn off this video, pause it or turn it off and do that. Or if my son cries, help out with that, because they're my priority. So, um, that's these are some of the things that I'm talking about that no one really talks about. Most people talk about like, oh yes, of course, have good quality, of course, like do that, yes. But I'm talking about like the real things that you kind of have to think about. So we have your Fiverr. I'm using Fiverr for thumbnails. I was paying someone $100 a month from the Philippines to do my thumbnails, descriptions, that kind of stuff. And really, I didn't need to do that. So I have my VA doing some other things, but like with my land business, but like with Fiverr, I'm using this guy. Let me show you. I'm using this guy, Gadget G Host, and I was using another person, but it runs out to like $1 and change per thumbnail. Most of them will charge $5, but all you have to do is go over here and put YouTube thumbnails, and what you'll get is these higher priced ones. And so, because Fiverr basically gets a higher service charge fee, I think. But if you went with these, so this one's 3 thumbnails for 10. That's not bad, right? Um, but most of it's like 1 thumbnail for $5. And if you go by budget, if you put $5 max, um, you'll find. I found one with like five for, see, like 2 clickbait YouTube thumbnails for $5. You can find ones that are a little bit cheaper than $5 for 1 thumbnail. Like the one I'm using. Um, the one I'm using is this guy. Let's see here. Gadget G Host. Gadget G host. He's not showing up. Okay, well, basically, go through that list and find him. um, or go with another person, like the one that is two for $5, two thumbnails for $5. Um, and basically, oh, this one's three thumbnails for $5, right? Like, find one that's someone that you pay for $1, $2, and that's saved me a lot of time. Like this one's three custom YouTubes for 12 hours. This one's a little bit quicker than my guy. But the idea is export some of the creative stuff and then have someone else do it. So most of these guys are using something like Canva. I would not do this yourself. This is not a good use of your time. That's just my personal opinion. I would not do that. So thumbnails, give it off to a Fiverr person. I I knew to outsource it, but I think having a full time person, not a full time, a part time person, just working on YouTube stuff, it was kind of a mistake. I think it's better because I was paying that and then $5 per edits, which is like cheap, but it's kind of unnecessary when you have like 3 subscribers. I'm just gonna be honest. Maybe I might go back to that. Once this channel grows, but yeah, like in the beginning, it's really not important. Most of the guys I'm seeing, like the ones that just post it up, it's just like totally fine. They don't do any edits or anything. There's a guy that does drone footage for their real estate stuff, and that comes out really nice. But you have to be doing a significant amount of deals for that because drones run about like $250 for those shoots. So you'll do a voiceover on that. So those come out really nice. So if you're doing that kind of content, you know, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, like your phone going through a house or just doing a Screencastify and talking about your land, that's good enough. The other thing that I found that's a pretty good resource is TubeBuddy. I'm paying two. It says like it's like $5, but he gives you a discount. And essentially, the benefit of this is they give you some search. Some information like research content stuff. And in the beginning, what I was doing was I would basically come up with a list. Let me show you. So I was basically coming up with like a list like this, and I would just do it. But if you see here with a tag over here, so like in my initial videos, like I did not do these tags. And there's like videos a little bit older than this, I think, but basically what happens is YouTube will look at your title and try to figure out like, oh, what is your video about, and maybe like look up your content, like kind of do the try to figure out what words you're saying in the video, and then come up with some kind of idea on what you're talking about. But when you give it a tag and you tell the algorithm for YouTube to like better match what someone might be searching, it's much easier for your videos to be found. And what you'll see is, like most people, here, let me just show you. YouTube.com. Go with like real estate investing. Real estate investing. So if you go over here, you see these related searches. Yeah, like most people have multiple tags related to these types of contents, right? Like real estate, how to invest in real estate, investing for beginners. And if you're not doing these things, like these people will come up with, searches related to this. I put real estate investing, right? And so this is the block of terms that you should be putting with your videos to hopefully be found, right? And as you put more and more videos, the more authority you get, et cetera, et cetera. These are some of the things that I wish I kind of knew. TubeBuddy will tell you and recommend what you need to do. Like for a long time, what I was doing is for all my land investing videos, the tag would just say land investing. That's it. But in reality, you want the whole shebang on like all the tags that you need for real estate investing. If that's the type of video I was going to do. So that's that. One So with ConvertKit, I put ConvertKit here, but it could be MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, any kind of email service provider. Um, ConvertKit has like, so I used to push for the email much earlier, but this is kind of like later on. I don't think it's as important like in the beginning. I really pushed for this. I was doing automations, this and that, and I was realizing it's kind of not. It's kind of unnecessary. I could just do a broadcast email. So I haven't really been pushing for it because this YouTube channel is like pretty small, and I'm getting most of my leads from other places still. And but I think it's good practice to have in your description some kind of lead generation tool, some PDF, or hey, if you want, houses, cheap houses, wholesale houses, or cheap land, or owner finance land in whatever place, and get their email. I think it's really important because you could follow up with them in the future. In terms of, so these are some of the tools and things that in terms of how to create a YouTube channel and how to go about things that I wish I kind of knew. The things that I um, try to uphold to is to post every day. And the reality is, like, I'll show you my analytics here. Let me see here. So the videos that I thought would do well didn't necessarily do well. And the ones that I didn't necessarily think would do very well at all, they they're doing much better. So like, look, thank you everyone that's subscribing, watching my videos, and the views. This is the last 28 days. It's percentage wise, 167%, 219, 4,000 more. It's coming along, right? Like this one over here is Landmoto 2,000 views. A video on laundromats that I did, 595 videos, and you know, these aren't even necessarily like land. I guess this one's like land. This one's real estate, but like some of these videos I didn't really expect it to, like I didn't expect this one to grow as much as it did, and I did it off the cuff, right? Like like the edited videos that I really tried very hard to like get, it didn't get it. So it's real hard to tell exactly what everyone is going to go for, but if you consistently post, I just kind of found that some will hit and some will hit better than others, and they make a large chunk of of whatever you're going to do. So um I would say just posting every day. This is I got this from a guy named Jason Wardrope, and he basically has an agency model. He basically sells a software to real estate agents, basically to help generate Facebook leads for them. But he also does an agency model where he gets other people to basically use his software and charge a monthly expense to a real estate agent to get them leads. So that's kind of his business model in a nutshell. And he makes, well, he's made over $1 million. I know that for a fact, because he's with ClickFunnels, and they give him these awards if you get $1 million, if you get $1 million in revenue. So I don't know if that was pure profit, but I think he's made more than that. But the idea is he started with Facebook ads and was able to generate leads and was able to do really well with them. But then he had a friend in the Airbnb business model, right? And all he did was post content about his Airbnbs and sold the course for like $500, and he made more money doing that than his Facebook ads, because Facebook ads, there's a cost there, right? You have to pay your Facebook ads, and then you're left with whatever you're left with after you sell your courses and your coaching and all that, right? But this guy was just posting content and just selling off of that traffic, and his strategy was just to post every day. And I think the thing that people don't talk about is, people talk about quality, 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 but in the beginning, you're just not that good, right? Like, and you don't have as many things to think about. Like, you just don't, right? So whenever you post every day, you're going to start figuring out things that work for you. Like for me, having the fancy camera and the gadgets, I had like this back screen and like all these things. I had, a VA doing edits for me and this and that. Like it just wasn't necessary for me at my stage where I'm at. And I needed to streamline things, right? Make things quicker and simpler. And this is, I'm at the stage like where I'm starting to see more growth, um, and these are some of the transition things that I've made to make things easier for me to post every day. So everything kind of falls under this, right? Without this, you don't have anything. Um, a quick note with TubeBuddy and some other things, a description to sell something. That's really it. That's your call to action. So in your description, having some kind of call to action, whether it's like a PDF or like to get on a wholesale list or whatever, that's really important. And then the end screen, there's like different templates with like TubeBuddy, but you could just choose whatever style you want and just apply it to your videos, and it gives other people a chance to watch some of your other videos. Um, and the idea and strategy between, for this YouTube channel is basically build a traffic source. I got my course, looking at coaching, so I'm not sure about the coaching part, but definitely the course that's been going well with me. And then, also starting to generate ad revenue. I'm at like 1/5 of the way, to get on their YouTube like monetization stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to get to that point where I have 1,000 subscribers and I think it's 4,000 hours of watch time. And from what everything that I could see, they said that the first 1,000 subscribers is like the hardest part. But I'm kind of finding like around the 50 subscriber mark, I was like pretty discouraged. I was like, man, this is taking forever. And then same thing with like around 70. But like right now, I'm getting a couple subscribers a day, one or two a day, one, two, or three a day. And then it seems like it's picking up traction. And so like what what took me, it took me forever to get to 50 subscribers, but it took half the time to get to 100. And from 100 to 150, it was like, man, not much time at all in comparison to, how long I've been making videos. I think it just has a snowballing effect. And so eventually things kind of build upon themselves. So that's it for how to create a YouTube channel, for real estate investors specifically. Use these tools to get going. In terms of like logging in and stuff. Sorry, I didn't do that for you. I just figured, you would be able to do that and click on upload your video. But yeah, these are some of the things that I wish I knew that no one told me in the beginning. Um, Most people focus on getting the $700 camera, and I thought that's what I needed to do, and that's just not the case. And that's that. So my wife and I have quit our job from our teaching positions. We were teachers for years, and we did that by doing land investing and basically buying land inexpensively and reselling it. If that's something that you might be interested in, we basically buy it 25 cents to 50 cents on the dollar, flip it for cash for double or triple the amount. And then we also sometimes own or finance it and basically become the bank. And so that really, built up the recurring revenue stream that allowed my wife and I to quit our jobs to focus things on like the YouTube or the course and some other stuff. We were looking at a tutoring business that I was really pumped up for, and I thought would be something, but yeah, that could be a story another day. But yeah, like multiple opportunities to look at different revenue streams and build things up, build what we have right now. We've done JV partnerships with multiple people for our land deals, looking at bigger deals, looking at smaller deals, looking at a lot of things, realizing who will be our partners into the future, realizing who won't, and just taking things step by step. So if you like this YouTube channel, if you like to go on the journey with us, subscribe, like this video. I appreciate it. Take care. Have a good one.